On Today on Gems, we will be talking about Paradise Lost, Book 4. I'm Aoife.
I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Mark.
You don't want zero problems, big fella.
Yup. If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead in lobby.
A recap of Book 3. The sun is God's agent, and when it came to creating the whole universe, it was through the sun, and that's when they defeated the rebel angels. Satan goes around the world and looks for food, and Satan changes appearance into a different order of angel and approaches Uriel, which is a BFF of God. Satan is curious of God's creation, and he asks Uriel about it. And Uriel, being one of the close people to God, he points Satan to where the creation is. Uriel knows where the paradise God created is, so he points Satan to where it is. From there, Satan thanks him and makes his way to find the paradise.
Now let's get into what we're really talking about.
So our topic for today is, drumroll please,
What we met was jealousy.
Not a laughing matter. What is jealousy, you might ask?
I don't know.
Well, jealousy is feeling or showing envy of someone or their achievements and advantages. So jealousy itself has many categories. Under jealousy falls envy, persuasion or manipulation, disobedience, and insecurity.
And I think that throughout Book 4, that's a very important aspect of Satan as it helps develop his character.
So Satan was envious of God throughout the story. Satan was envious of the Garden of Eden and how everything just looked so perfect.
An example of that is on lines 27 through 28, and it says, "Sometimes towards Eden, which now in his view lay pleasant, his grieved looked he fixes sad." And what this basically means and shows about envy is that he sees the beauty and innocence of the earth in the Garden of Eden, and it makes him sad to realize that all of these things he left behind he can no longer have.
This being the Garden of Eden, which he says how everything looks so perfect, just like how God is perceived as perfect.
Yeah, and he was also jealous that, God created heaven and his own perception of heaven was actually hell. And I think this connects to real life and just when people are just envious of you, every little detail about you, they just want to be it, and you can see that through Satan right now when he's jealous of God's creation. So being envious can lead someone to be revengeful, and through revengefulness, someone can be manipulated.
Through this, the devil morphed into a snake and was on the tree of knowledge, and then from that he persuaded Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge.
So basically Satan did that because he was trying to get back at God, and he was trying to manipulate God's creatures just so he can annoy God. And this is what comes from jealousy. When you're jealous of someone, you try to manipulate them. You try to find their downfall and just ways you can annoy them.
You're trying to find God's flaws in his creations. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what Satan did. He was basically, he was trying to find flaws in God's creations, and that's what people do in real life. They try to find flaws when they're jealous of you.
When manipulating, people find little things in order to cause the downfall for people.
Yeah, in high school, let's say someone is really smart and they're getting really good grades in class. So if you're jealous of them, you might implicate them and say that they cheated on a test when in actual fact they didn't, and then you can get them in trouble. So basically when you're jealous of someone, you find ways to manipulate them so they don't succeed.
As a result of jealousy, people try to get the person that they are jealous of, and they try to make them angry. And this is what happens in Book 4. Through Satan's jealousy, he tries to make God angry by disobeying him, and that leads us into our next topic of disobedience.
From this, Satan morphed into a tiger and jumped over a fence in order to get to God's land. Satan disobeyed God because he went back to a place where he wasn't welcomed.
Also at this time, Satan had the idea of going back to heaven, but he knew that if he were to return and if God did allow him, he would end up disobeying him and he would be thrown back into hell just like he was before. Can you relate?
Yeah, I think I can relate. Like, you know, like when your parents like make you really mad and like you're just finding every single way to like get back at them, so you become like disobedient. Like when they tell you to go do something, you like act like you didn't hear them.
Like the silent treatment? Like
Pretty
just
much.
pretending like they don't exist?
Yeah.
Or what about sneaking out? I mean, come on, you can jump out the window
I
like
mean,
how
no.
Satan jumped the wall in order to get to.
I mean, we don't need to go that far. I mean, we don't really sneak out when like
Okay.
we're angry, but like you do like little things, you know, just to like not get noticed. Like Satan did little things, and he was it was working.
Jumping,
It was
over,
working.
jumping over the fence is not little.
Oh, like no, like Satan, like it was little in the fact that like Garden of Eden was so big, like.
But it's no. He was banished for a reason, and he
True,
wasn't.
but like he was finding ways to annoy God, and he was being sneaky about it. So Satan jumping over a fence was kind of sneaky. if he
yeah,
wasn't
just
even
like
supposed
me
to be
sneaking out the window.
No. And like I think most importantly, people are jealous because they're insecure of themselves. Like they're not confident in their abilities, and therefore when they see someone else who's doing something like they wish they could do, or even better, they become like very insecure about themselves.
So with this, physically, the devil is below God.
Oh yeah, and that's like what makes him like insecure. Like he just felt like very inferior.
Yeah,
to
because
God.
he used to be up with God, but now he did something wrong, and now he's way below.
Yeah, and he even went back and forth like with himself in the book talking about.
Talking about like when he would go back to heaven and see like maybe I can make up for the things that I did, but God would always push him down to a lesser value. At the very end, God puts a constellation in the sky. It was like the stars. It was the Libra, and it basically symbolized that no matter what, Satan could not win, even if he attempted to.
And these things just like caused him to be insecure because he saw like, okay, I can never be as great as this person. He made this beautiful garden and all these people who just look like him, and like he was just jealous. That's why like he was even rounding up like his angels according to like book 1, when he was like rounding up those angels because he thought he could like create his own heaven and hell and have like people worship him. Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like in real life, like growing up, like us as teenagers, we begin to compare ourselves to others and think about our value in society.
Yeah, and therefore like we just become like jealous of each other. Instead of like us complimenting each other, it's more so like we're resentful and angry.
It's very competitive.
Exactly.
Like, we view people on the top and we view people on the bottom.
Exactly, but in actual fact, the problem's with ourselves, not with anyone else.
I don't wanna be cool. I just wanna be me. Be me. You don't wanna be cool. Be cool. You just wanna be me. I don't wanna be cool. I don't wanna be cool. I don't wanna be cool.
In this song, the rapper is just going back and forth with like how he wants to be himself and he doesn't want to be anyone else. I think like in the book, Satan goes back and forth with himself. Like, okay, do I want to be like God? Do I want to be against God? Like,
Or does he want to be unique and be his own renovation of his self-perceived God?
exactly. And this is what plays into his insecurities. He's not confident in himself, and he doesn't know who he is, to be honest.
And also with this, what Ife had said was that God has his followers and he is in heaven, but down here in hell, Satan tries to gather up his followers and sort of revolt in like a way similar to God's actions.
He was like trying to be like God,
but like
he
in
couldn't.
a bad way, yeah.
Exactly, and he was still trying to be unique, like you just said, like in
Yeah.
a bad way. Thank you for tuning in today on Gems. Hope to see you next time.
Hello.
Bye.